Yo, what's up, family? The first movie review of 2016, and it is Deadpool. Oh, so now you decide to bring me out of hibernation. Well, if it's all the same to you, I think I'm gonna just skip out on this review this time. Marv, what are you talking about? You can't excuse yourself. Oh, watch me. You go ahead and continue your little review. All right, whatever, Marv. Let's go ahead and get into it, and again, I will not spoil anything. Let me just get this out of the way and just say that this movie was absolutely great. Deadpool basically meets any expectations you would expect from a movie based on Deadpool the character. The opening sequence pretty much sets the tone for the rest of the movie, and it's absolutely hilarious. Most of you that seen footage from the movie are pretty much familiar with the highway scene of Deadpool, so that's kind of where it begins. So most of the things that you see in the trailer are there, but they add more to it or whatever, so it didn't necessarily give a whole lot away, because really the movie itself is very simple, but it's very effective. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. This guy was meant to be Deadpool from day one. Even back when Blade Trinity came out and then the abysmal Wolverine Origins, the writing was on the wall. This guy was meant to play this character. Now, the supporting cast added an extra dynamic to the movie for a character that's basically a lead comic relief in himself. So you have his pal Weasel that adds that dry humor dynamic to, the already evident comedy that you're about to ensue, but he kind of adds that really dry humor to it that, it's very effective. It's not very over the top, but, simply it just works. Then you have his love interest, Vanessa, who does a very good job at kind of looking at the human side of Deadpool and not the insane and, moronic side. But it's nice to kind of see that dynamic with Deadpool, from all in addition to that crazy antics that we're used to seeing Deadpool, be a part of or cause himself, really. Now, the antagonists for the movie, Ajax and Angel Dust, I really thought that they were really good at bringing the bad guy dynamic to this movie, because it wasn't a lot of development for Angel Dust and Ajax, but for as simple as the movie needed to be and the way that it was executed, their introduction worked for itself, because you knew that these were very, I don't know what the right word to use. I don't know whether to use demented or just damaged. That's the correct word we're going to use. You could tell that these two were very damaged characters, and it showed with some of the things they were doing, and it's just to the point where they didn't give a damn. Gina Carano, you did a good job. You the truth. Gotta give hats off to actor Ed Skrein for playing Ajax. He played a really cold and calculated villain, so I gotta give him props to that. So, I mean, hey, he did his thing, and the action sequence between him and Deadpool were really cool. I mean, it was very flashy, it was pretty visceral and, brutal, but, hey, this movie was rated R. It needed to be that way, given the circumstances. So, yeah. But, yes, good showing for Ajax and Ed Skrein for this outing, because I heard some things about the Transporter movie he was in, and I've never seen it. I don't plan on seeing it. I'm just going from what people have been saying about it, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So, of course, we get Easter eggs from the actual X-Men franchise with Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and I have to say that was done beautifully in my eyes. They actually have Colossus look, act, and sound like Colossus. He's this giant, burly, metal Russian man walking around with the thick Russian accent. That's the Colossus that everybody, for the most part, have grown up with, and we've been longing to see that. But instead, we've been getting shiny metal regular man all these years. Mar, this is a little weird without having your input. You sure you don't want to say anything? No, you go ahead. I'm good. All right, I suppose. I'm not necessarily familiar with Negasonic's character, but the fact that they are using that particular X-Men brand for New Mutants, showing somebody that's younger, a little bit more moody and angst and all that or whatever. You know, that's a kind of a fresh look as far as a live action X-Men goes, because up to this point we've only been dealing with like the most adult characters, primarily Wolverine. Primarily Wolverine is what I was trying to say. What I loved about those three being together is because it really seemed like they were kind of like bridging different concepts of what they see comic books to be. So you got Deadpool, who's, you know, the dirty, foul mouth, you know, sex obsessed, you know, violent person who will cut your head off at moment's notice. On the other side of that, you got Colossus, who's this, you know, very squeaky clean, you know, by the book, always do the right thing type character. And then you got Negasonic, who is kind of like the tweener. So she's like there to sort of like bridge the gap between the two. And I thought that dynamic of it was actually pretty cool. So like when those three were together, I really thought that was pretty awesome. So of course, throughout this movie, we get the classic Deadpool fourth wall breaking, which worked flawlessly. If you know anything about the character, you already know that breaking the fourth wall is part of his forte. He knows he's a comic book character and all that stuff or whatever. So all that stuff worked, and it worked in this movie, and Ryan Reynolds did a really great job being Deadpool, because really, essentially, he's been playing that character damn near his whole career, if you really think about it. And just everything as far as this movie goes, it just seemed to work really well. Like, it had pretty good pacing where it would give the Wade Wilson's backstory and then showing them in present day as Deadpool, and just showing all the other things in between. Like, it did a really good job at pacing all that. So, you know, I have no complaints there. Now, I'm just going to quickly address the whole rated R thing for Deadpool. Of course, you've seen things popping up online about people walking out and people being offended and all this, that, and the other. People, they make movie ratings for a reason. If you look on the ads where the movie ratings are, they tell you what the movie is rated for and what's in there. I don't know if it's because people are just blissfully ignorant or what, but just because a movie is based off a comic book doesn't mean it's automatically family friendly, people. So me personally, yeah, I'm not bringing no kids with me. Of course, they didn't stop anybody from bringing their toddler when I went. But anyway, that's a gripe for like another medium and whatever. So I'm not even gonna get into that because everybody had already said everything they needed to say about it anyway. So for the movie as a whole, the movie did exactly what I needed to do for a Deadpool movie, and there's nothing else for me to say. I really enjoyed this movie. With all that being said, I'm gonna give this movie a marvelous score of 8.5 out of 10. It was a really fun, funny movie. It, you know, had the rated R violence and all that stuff or whatever. So like overall, it was enjoyable. It was a good movie. I recommend going seeing it. Also, make sure you stay after the credits are done rolling, because there's an extra little tidbit in there that is very enjoyable. So yeah. Stay your butts in the seat. If you haven't gotten a clue by now, then when you watch a Marvel movie, stay after the credits, then I don't know what's wrong with you. So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section. Go ahead, put your opinions, what you thought was good, what you didn't like, all that stuff or whatever. Of course, I'll respond because I love interacting with you guys. So, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. So, Marv, I'm done, so you can stop being quiet now. All right, so say your line so we can get out of here. We got some Street Fighter to play. So until that next video, you follow my advice to go nerd, but nerd responsibly. This is your boy FallenMarvel, and I'm Silent Marv, and we're out.